Hare Krishna. Bhishma Stuti, the glorification of Lord Krishna by Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev, who was Bhishma Dev? Srila Prabhupada explains that Bhishma Dev is one of the 12 Mahajanas mentioned in the scriptures. And a Mahajana is a perfect teacher, one who preaches the cult of devotional service through his teachings, through his personal example. And he not just knows the religious principles, but he knows how to adjust those religious principles according to time, place and circumstance in order to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In fact, Bhishma Dev has been mentioned as Brahma Rishi in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Srila Prabhupada explains Rishi is a person who has attained spiritual perfection. Then Bhishma Dev, although being a great administrator, but still he had achieved perfection in his spiritual life. And that's why he has been called here Brahma Rishi. And he was given the benediction of being the greatest fighter in the world by Lord Parshuram himself. In fact, Srila Prabhupada mentions here that the passing away of this great soul, this moment, that passing away of this great warrior attracted the attention of all the contemporary elites, of all the contemporary great sages like Vyasadev, Vashisht Muni, Dhaumya, Parvat Muni. So all these great personalities, they assembled there to show their love, respect and affection towards this great parting soul. And in fact, Bhishma Dev, even though physically unfit at this hour, lying on the deathbed of arrows in severe pain and agony, still he welcomed and received this guest in proper way, where Srila Prabhupada explains through the activities of his sound mind and through his sweet words. So that is a Mahajan. And even at this point of time, he is thinking about how to receive Lord Krishna and these great souls. This is a Mahajana. That's why we are discussing Bhishma Stuti. So this Bhishma Stuti is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 9th chapter, shloka number 32nd to 42nd. So this has these, although 11 shlokas, but these 11 shlokas comprise all the essence of devotion. These shlokas have been divided into Sambandh, Abhiday and Prayojan. The very first shloka is the Sambandh, 32nd shloka, where Bhishma Dev is considering himself as a servant to Lord Sri Krishna. His relationship in a mood of servitude. Then the last shloka, 42nd shloka, is the Prayojan, the goal of the life of a devotee, where Bhishma Dev says that his intention has become one with the intention of Lord Sri Krishna. That means the bond, the loving bond between the Lord and his devotee has been established there. That's why their interests have become one. They have become one in interest. So this is the Prayojan, and the rest of the shlokas in between are the Sambandh, Abhiday. So Abhiday is the process or the devotion where Bhishma Dev says Ratemastu me, that attachment to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, that is the process through which we will be able to glorify him. So Sambandh, Abhiday and Prayojan. So this has been mentioned. And this prayer has been mentioned at a time where Bhishma Dev is leaving his body. The moment of impending death, that makes this glorification all the more important. So here we are discussing this Bhishma Stuti. And this stuti now contains some unique features. So what are those unique features that we should know? So very first point where acharyas write here that this stuti is at this point of time there is one Lord Shri Krishna and there are his two devotees Bhishma Dev and Arjuna, and both are fighting against each other, and yet Bhishma Dev, setting a perfect example, he is glorifying Lord Shri Krishna through Arjuna. So externally they are fighting, but internally Bhishma Dev is praising Arjuna for being a devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is a contradiction, and this contradiction brings out the sweetness of devotion of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is special unique feature of this stuti. And second point, here Bhishma Dev is focusing his attention on two situations, particularly two situations. The very first situation, when Lord Shri Krishna has lifted up the wheel of the chariot and he is rushing towards Bhishma Dev. So here Bhishma Dev is praising that how wonderful are you, Lord, that you have lifted up, that although you took a vow not to pick up any shastra during this battle of Kurukshetra, but still in order to protect your devotee Arjuna, you are breaking your vow. So this is your sweetness. You have now come under the control of your devotee. This is prem vashyata. So this is also one unique feature. And the second situation is of the sacrifice. This sacrifice, Rajasuya sacrifice, where Lord Krishna is being glorified by Yudhishthira Maharaj in the presence of all the exalted personalities. He is being given priority over all others. So this is establishing the majesty of the Supreme Lord, his mightiness. So a devotee feels the bliss when he sees that his master is being glorified in such a beautiful way. So this situation is also being focused by Bhishma Dev. Now another feature which acharyas write here, that at this point in the battle of in this battle of Kurukshetra, and at this point when Bhishma Dev he is about to leave his body, and he is thinking about the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when he is focusing his attention, when Krishna is running towards Bhishma Dev picking up the wheel as Sudarshan Chakra, at this point there are mixture of rasas. There is Shant Bhakti Ras, considering Krishna as supreme and himself Lord Bhishma considering himself as very humble. There is Shant Bhakti Ras. There is Dasya Bhakti Ras, he wants to serve him. There is Chivalrous Bhakti Ras, or there is Veer Bhakti Ras, where Bhishma Dev is focusing upon the perspiration on Lord Shri Krishna's face when he is running towards Bhishma Dev to kill him. That is a Veer Bhakti Ras. And when this particular moment, when Krishna is running to kill Bhishma Dev is taking this situation as just like a lover is running towards his beloved. So there is this sweetness of Madhurya Ras also. So all these rasas are there in this very particular situation. And all these mixture of rasas bring about the maximum pleasure for Lord Shri Krishna. And this is desired by a devotee. So this also makes this situation very unique. Then Bhishma Dev, he glorifies Lord Shri Krishna with surrender, and he ends his glorification by surrender or Atma Samarpana. So signifying this point that a devotee is always subordinate to Lord Shri Krishna, to the Supreme Lord. And one very important uniqueness which is also there in this stuti is that a devotee, a true devotee always wants to remove the blame upon his master. So this battle was fought on the order of Lord Shri Krishna, and lakhs of people were killed, lakhs of families were destroyed. So the blame, actually the blame came upon Lord Shri Krishna, that he was responsible for all these things, all this massacre. Now here Bhishma Dev says that in this particular battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna asked you to place the chariot in between the two armies, at that very particular moment, when you glanced over both the armies, you took away their sins. And hence, whoever died in this battle of Kurukshetra, they, by a causeless mercy, they achieved their spiritual perfection. They went to the spiritual world by a causeless mercy. So in fact, it was a benediction for having killed almost everyone on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So thus Bhishma Dev is removing the blame upon Lord Shri Krishna, his master, and he is feeling happy. And another blame which came upon Lord Shri Krishna was that although he took a vow not to lift any astra shastra in between the battle, still when Lord Shri Krishna picked up the wheel of the chariot and he is running towards Bhishma Dev to kill him, Bhishma Dev says that you are very apt in your action. You have not broken your vow because being an emergency situation to establish dharma, and myself, Bhishma Dev, I being an oppressor, Atatai, it was very apt for you to kill me. So thus you are not breaking your vow by such an action of yours. So here we see that a servant always thinks for the welfare of his master. So this is the spiritual world. Here servants feels happy to serve the master, and in turn he is getting satisfied. So that's why this stuti this glorification is very important. All these